Hello, people. I am Jaby KOAY, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
Hi there.
We're looking at Good Luck, SAKHI Telugu teaser with Keerthy, Suresh, DSP, Aadhi, Pinisetty, and Nagesh, Kukunoor.
I was wondering if you were going to get the title wrong anyway, considering most of it is in English.
SAKHI Telugu teaser?
Yes. Good Luck is English.
I said that.
I know, but I was like, wouldn't it be funny if you got it wrong anyway and it's English?
Would you like me to get it wrong?
No.
Would that amuse you?
No.
This is directed by Nagesh Kukunoor. Let's get into this. Here we go.
I keep thinking of Mirzapur when I see that. Oh.
స్టేజ్ మీద నా పేరు రామారావు.
నువ్వు రామారావు అయితే నేను సావిత్రి. ఇంకా అమ్మాయి అరగాలి తిరుగుతున్నావా? అమ్మాయి లక్క అంత మాత్రాన్ని దిగారా?
మన దేశం గర్వపడేలా షూటర్స్ ని తయారు చేయబోతున్నారు.
Well, this took a turn.
I know. I'm like, what?
లక్ అనేది మన రాత.
సరే యాడ కలసాలా?
It's an interesting story.
Obviously that's the teaser, so it was just barely a minute long of stuff, but it really did feel like a completely different movie. It's like it subverts your expectations, because at first you're like, oh, I know this movie. It's like a little rom-com about a girl who is considered bad luck by her village because whenever, they try and get her married off or whatever, something bad happens to the groom. She's like just unlucky. And then
it turns out she's lucky or something like that later on in the story.
Like,
wasn't there a Sonakshi Kapoor movie?
No, you're thinking of the movie.
It's a sports movie, isn't it?
You're thinking of the movie with Taapsee Pannu and
Really?
I'm thinking, yeah, Taapsee Pannu, and I forget her name.
Sonakshi, Sona Kapoor is the name of this I was thinking of. Sona Kapoor, and then Good Luck Charm or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, okay, so that's a different movie.
The Zoya Factor. The
Zoya Factor, yes, but I don't think that's it. I think this is more like the Taapsee Pannu one, where it's the Ankh. No, I forget what it is. That's not the name of the movie. I was going to say Ankh Mare, but that's the name of a song. No, she's not a Good Luck Charm. She shoots guns. The two old ladies.
I wasn't thinking of that movie.
From the village.
I wasn't thinking
and they shoot guns.
I wasn't thinking of that movie at all. But that did cross my mind a smidge. But I was more so thinking of that sports film because the character is not a good luck charm, or is it? Whatever. It's just something related to luck in general. My mind immediately went there. I didn't see the film, obviously, but yeah. So. Anyway, I get what you're saying, though. It subverts your expectations. But the nice thing that they did here was they kept the music consistent.
Right. Yeah. Is that a real comment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being facetious.
No, I'm saying that's a positive, and it's in the film's favor because the thing about it is when it transitioned over to this other route that the story is taking that you're not expecting, they still maintain the same tone, and I think that's a very smart way to go about this because it could have felt like the Alia Bhatt film that we had watched where she crosses over into Pakistan. Razi, where it's like. It was a very serious movie,
yes.
Right? And it was Vicky Kaushal as well,
yes.
Correct? Okay, that was a very, very serious film, and it was just that the whole time. And it felt like this was going to be sort of a goofy comedy and then transition into Razi. What's it called? Razi? Yeah, it was going to transition into Razi. Whereas they didn't do that. They actually went against that because that became the new expectation, and they went against it by keeping the same music, keeping the same tone, where it's still sort of this affable character who's, goofy and just trying to figure her way out in the world, but now it's in this world instead of what we are used to seeing this type of girl grow up in.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I like about it is because of how it subverts your expectations in that way, because you think it's all about romance and it's all about a rom-com, and then it takes this turn and it's like, actually no, this girl has the ability to take her life in her own hands and learn this new skill, and I'm presuming that she's gonna be pretty kick-ass at shooting guns somehow. Like, I think that's the trajectory of the story. So she's gonna discover this new skill that she has and suddenly be able to have so much more in her life than to just be someone's wife. I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting, but
no, that seems about right. I agree with that.
I feel like
assessment.
it's a really nice, like, female empowerment story to be like, okay, well, this is kind of what's expected of you, right? You're expected to go for the romance. You're expected to go for the family, for the marriage, for the guy, for whatever. But actually, you could have so much more, and you could be in control of your own life and be a winner, you know?
It wouldn't be an ACHARA video without calling out the female power part of it, but I think that it goes beyond that. Me personally, as a dude, I watch that and I still get inspired anyway because it's about not conforming to what tradition says you're supposed to do. It's not conforming to everyone else's expectation of you. It's you doing you. It's you finding your own path and excelling at that and finding your gung fu, as Bruce Lee would put it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's an excellent parable. It's an excellent story. It's an inspiring story, whether you're a man or a woman, child or adult. I think that you can sort of buy into that and relate to it on some level because it often feels like we're trying to be boxed in.
Yeah.
And when we know that we are worth more than that, we are capable of more than what people are giving us credit for sometimes. And it seems like she discovers it. And I think that's a great story to tell.
Yeah, and not only that, but she's from a small village, you know, like just looking at the costumes and where it's set and all, like this isn't someone from a metropolitan city.
Right.
This is someone from a very small town, a very small village, and maybe it's not the most modernized or something. And here she has this opportunity to do something more, do something bigger, and maybe even see the world, you know?
Yeah, and going back to that thing you had mentioned about the female empowerment thing, I think that there is a conversation to be had there, though I don't like to bring it up often.
I know.
I think the conversation also relates to, you know, even with so many action films today showing a woman firing a gun, Charlize Theron, Priyanka Chopra, you know, you see them in that role a lot. It still seems like that's a man's role. And to see her, you know, step up to the plate and do whatever this, I don't know what it is that that's being asked of her. I don't know what it is that she has to go and do. But generally speaking, you see that as the man's role, like a Singham, right? Or that's more of like a goofy comedy, you know, over the top thing. But still, nevertheless, you get what I'm saying. Dirty Harry, you know, you're expecting a man to take that role, and she's transitioning from this girl who has no control over her life and is being sort of put down to being someone who's empowered, as you put, you know, female empowerment. And so it's that it's showing the strength of what a woman is capable of in the same exact way that a man is capable of, at least, you know, theoretically. And I do appreciate that aspect of it on some level. I'm not one to like to dive into the female empowerment conversation anymore because I'm just trying to see things as people are people. And because I think that, like I said a moment ago, I think that men can borrow from female-led stories just as women can borrow from male-led stories.
Yeah, of course,
you know?
Of course. But I do think it is important to also have both. You know what I mean? Like to have the stories where we see women rising above their circumstances and taking control back in their lives can be very, very inspirational, as is a story where a man might do the same.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
In a different you know, type of situation.
That's exactly what I was going to say, where you have a young man or boy who's sort of caught up in a scenario where people are telling him what to do and he has to rise up. And it's like he doesn't have to be a Vijay Jamal type character to rise above his circumstances. He could be a dude that's kind of lanky and, you know, you wouldn't expect him to go far and then he does.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, that's beside the point. It looks like an interesting story. It looks like it's told in a fun and very accessible way.
Yes.
So I'm for it. It looks like a fun movie and I'd like to see more from it. I'd like to see the trailer and potentially the film. So we'd love to hear what you guys think, though, in the comments below. Please tell us your feelings and tell us what this film reminds you of, because I didn't mention any. I didn't say that this reminds me of any. I didn't talk about an ex-girlfriend. So you guys have to do it in the comments below and let us know about your ex-girlfriends or boyfriends and tell us what this reminds you of.
It did kind of remind me of the time I nearly shot my ex.
Before we wrap this up completely, one thing that I always wonder about is if the good acting from what we're watching translates to us accurately. Because like when we watched, for instance, Zero, I didn't think that what's her name's acting was that bad. Anushka Sharma's acting, I didn't think it was terrible, but people were saying it was bad. I'm like, well, me as a foreigner, I read that as fine. And it's because I'm open-minded about what a, what's that disability called?
Cerebral palsy.
There's a wide variety of what cerebral palsy is, and everyone thinks Kalki Koechl's way of doing it is the only way, but I'm like, there's multiple ways to do it. Anyway, that being said, I always like wonder if my assessment of someone's acting is going to resonate with the Indian audience, and I thought her acting was actually nice here.
Yeah, she's a national award-winning actress. I forget the name of the movie, but she did a movie where she was playing, I think, a classic actress from like before.
Right. And so it just, looking at the comments at a cursory glance, it seems like my feelings about her were actually accurate. There is this comment here from Rajesh Kumar who says, Keerthy is not like other commercial actresses. Natural performance, one more national award on the way. And that has 511 upvotes. So there you go. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let us know your feelings in the comments below. As I mentioned a moment ago, check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media, as well as the jabs if you feel like doing that. Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. You feel like doing that.